2, 1.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? Happy Monday. We are coming at you live from downtown Chicago here at Atlas Stationers. My name is Brendan, and we are joined today with the brother Brian. Brian, how the heck you doing?
Good morning. I am fantastic. It's been a while since we've been in front of the camera like this together, so might take some getting used to.
Yeah, it's a different
me,
vibe.
So, yes.
It's a different vibe. You know, we were going to do an order polling video today, but we did one last week. We were looking at the queue, and we wanted to record some of those orders in a regular TikTok video, so we didn't know if we wanted to go live to do that today. But I think what we've got planned for this live video is going to be just as good.
Yep, and so I'm just going to pull up the stream now because I know that it's going to require some Q&A.
Yeah, different kind of multitasking on this one, where you actually have to have me look at the comments as well. Normally Brian's behind the camera reading out the comments, but now we both have them.
Yes, and usually I'm filtering them a little bit, so you get the full experience this time.
You're filtering out the people roasting me?
Yes. Well, I usually let those go through. Maybe I'll filter out anyone roasting me.
Yeah.
Might be what's really going on, so.
Cool. Well, we're happy to be here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to basically host a Q&A. If there aren't any questions in the queue, then we'll probably just talk about some things, events, maybe, how we plan and strategize certain things here at Atlas. So then that way you can have a little behind the scenes or a little bit more of hearing it firsthand. A lot of you just see our content or you see our events, you see the products, but maybe you don't ever really think about how all of that gets pushed out to you. So I thought today would be an appropriate time to do that. Do you have anything you want to say before we begin?
No, let's do it.
Okay, so how this will work is the live chat, all of you watching right now, please feel free to ask us any questions. While you start typing those questions, we'll give a quick background about who we are, what we do. I'm sure there's some new viewers here that have no idea who these two dudes are sitting in front of the camera. So do you want me to give the quick story about Atlas, or do you want to give it?
No, go ahead. You can kick it off. I'm going to start looking through some of these comments now.
Sure. Okay. And also, we do have Crystal online as well, moderating the chat. So she'll also be answering questions in case we don't get to them. But basically, we're a fine writing and stationery shop here in downtown Chicago. Our great-grandfather started Atlas Stationers in 1939, so we are celebrating 85 years in business. Brian and I are both fourth generation. He's my older brother. And then we also have our mom and dad who work here as well. We have about a 3,500 square foot retail space, as well as an e-commerce website, atlasstationers.com, where you can purchase over thousands of different products, from fine writing instruments, inks, stationery, accessories, all of that good stuff. If you haven't checked out our TikTok page, please do so. We produce tons of content every day, ranging from funny skits to showing off products to reviews, all of that good stuff. So, woof.
Yeah,
we're getting smoother. We're getting smoother with the intros because we got to do it like 3 times a week.
Yeah. Well, I think you've done it probably close to 2,000 times now over the last couple of years, so you've got it down pretty good. For anyone that is new, make sure you check out atlasstationers.com as well. That is our website where all of our products are listed. Anything you see in the store can be found on that. And for new users, the main collection banner right now on the website is Getting Started, so it gives you some great options for pens, inks, and notebooks, anything you might need to get that first pen to get you going.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little bit of an idea when getting started into a new hobby, because when you have so many products to choose from, it can get overwhelming. And if you are new to this space, it might be hard to research. You might not know where to start. So we try to have something kind of set up for you where you can pick the items that we kind of curate for you. So the Getting Started page is absolutely awesome and a great place to begin. Yep. We have our first question here from Jen. The cartridge in my Mayora screws in. Do all Mayoras have that feature? Any other brands like that? I didn't know the cartridges.
So we're probably, I'm guessing we're thinking about the converter
itself. Okay.
I'm assuming that it is, because I don't know of any cartridges that have threads like that.
Yeah.
But the converter, a lot of converters will thread in. I believe, there's a number of brands that do it, but any, but you should be able to use a push-in converter in one of those threaded only, correct?
I feel like the standard push-in should work as well. Why don't you explain what a converter is, by the way?
Yeah, actually, let's put that on hold. Crystal, can you grab us a pen really quick with a converter in it?
Perfect.
Any pen, yeah. with the converter
choices
in
are
it.
endless.
Yes, actually the choices are about 975 strong right now.
That's crazy.
I was going through our collection right now because we're throwing some other stuff on last chance as we build out for all the new products still coming in over the summer, and I think we're at like 985 unique fountain pens.
That's insane.
So inks are just shy of 1,400 right now. It's insane. Let's see, bottled inks are currently at 1,364 listings. We did just throw a few new inks on Last Chance. Anyone that's familiar with Last Chance, make sure you take a look this morning because a lot of those inks will go quickly. Inks always fly when we discontinue it. But we were looking at the calendar and there's a number of stuff coming over the next week or so, including some new 10 inks from Colorverse, right?
Yeah.
More of the USA inks.
It's about time too for that.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we've been getting that. So we had this on Friday.
Turn on or not now?
Yeah,
Yes,
turn it on.
Yeah.
So what Crystal's seeing on the phone right now is somebody is most likely reporting the account because it is branded content.
Yeah.
Even though it's our own. Thank you.
The TikTok troll is back.
Yeah, the TikTok troll is back. We had fun with them on Friday. So, but this is our own branded account. So everything that we're pushing is Atlas Stationers related. But that's what that is going on. So what you end up seeing is as soon as we turn that back on, it starts getting pushed back out to quite a few people here.
Yeah.
But we've got the pen here. This is a great opportunity because I'm assuming this is going to be thrown back on YouTube.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. We'll do the replay.
Yep. So, so anyone that is just getting into pens, you be able to see this, get a little tutorial of what we've got here. So right now we have a Lamy Safari fountain pen. It's one of the most popular pens in the world. This one is a special edition. What the
Pina Colada and the Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom. Okay.
Yeah.
Summer 2024 special editions. So we have Cherry Blossom here. Each one of these pens will come with a cartridge. So this is a pre-filled ink that can be put into their pen so that you can get ink to flow through your fountain pen. What we were talking about earlier is this fun little device. This is called a converter, and we use this if we want to use bottled ink. We talked earlier that Atlas sells over 1,300 colors of ink. Using this converter, you have access to use any and all colors. So what this does is that you just take the converter, we're going to put it into the pen like that. Most converters are going to be a piston. So you're going to turn this up and down, and it's going to be a little hard to see on the video because we're pretty far away from the phone right now, from the camera. But we do have some how-to videos I know you've got posted, right?
Yeah.
So you'll put that in, screw, twist it back and forth, twist it clockwise. That'll suck up the ink once you put it in your bottle of ink. So what we were talking about earlier is some converters will attach to the pen differently.
Yeah.
This one is a push-in, so if you just saw me push it in, it locks in place.
Pressure fit, yeah.
Pressure fit. Some have threads around the edge here, so they'll twist in place once you do it to lock it in place, give you a better,
more secure.
more secure.
potentially.
Yeah, I'd say more secure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so the idea is though, you know, when some of these converters are threaded, I'm sure that some of the push-in converters might not fit, and then the flip side of that is even some push-in converters might fit pens that take threaded converters. In this space, all of these pen brands, some of them are compatible with each other, but there's a lot of different small details within the product accessories. So it's not like you can take this converter from this pen A brand and then put it in the pen B brand. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Something such as Lamy, one of the bigger pen brands in the world, they take a proprietary converter, which means you can only use a Lamy converter in here. And then the Lamy converter might fit another brand, not to my knowledge, but my point being is like there could be some other brand out there that this will fit in. It's really a trial and error, but no other converter will really fit into here except their own branded. So keep that in mind. We actually have a really cool document. We've had it now for like a year explaining which brands are proprietary, which brands are standard international, the ones that are more compatible with each other. But I don't think we have it posted anywhere.
No, well, we kind of do. It's not going to format very well to have an Excel file or a
Sure.
spreadsheet like that on our website. But in
Yeah.
the product specs,
Yeah.
and in most of the products, we've been updating the listings to say what items fit what pens.
Yeah.
So it will say this only takes a Lamy converter or Lamy cartridge. This takes a standard international. About half the pens we carry, maybe a little over half, are standard.
Yeah.
So they take a couple different brands. The other half are proprietary.
Yeah, the standard makes life a little bit easier, especially when you're getting started. So
Yeah, yeah. So the brands, maybe we say the proprietary brands, because there's not that many of them. Lamy is
Proprietary.
probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
That we sell a ton of Lamy
Pilot's another big one.
converters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of it depends on if the pen itself comes with the converter or not. We also have that listed. When you're buying your first pen or buying a pen, it'll tell you if you need to purchase a converter or not to use bottled ink. But every pen that you buy from us, unless it says otherwise, will have either a converter or a cartridge included. So you'll be able to write right out of the box.
Yeah. So that was a big initiative that you took on and you led, was updating the specs.
Still working on that because there's 975 individual fountain pen listings.
It's
But that grows. Every month we get 200 to 300 new products in. You can take a look on our website, go to new arrivals, and you can see how much is always coming in. Every day there's something new. So it's just a continuous battle to make sure that we have the best content, the best information available.
And some of those things that Brian worked with our team to upload some of these specs are dimensions, such as like the weight of the pen, the height of the pen, the grip diameter, or sorry, height meaning length, what material does the cap post, which posting means, putting the cap on the back of the pen. Totally optional, by the way. Some people like to do it, others don't. What type of filling system, internal piston, cartridge converter, things like that. So that was something that we really wanted to take on as we continue to build out our website, because we know that it's challenging to buy something when you're kind of going in blindly. You can compare purchasing a pen online to buying shoes online, or even buying a car. You want to test drive it first, or you want to feel it in your hand with the pen, you want to try on the shoes, etc.
Yeah.
So this is a great resource on our website that we've been having a rolling transition into, so you can see the specs per product.
Yeah, so we're working on continuing to update it. We've got all the sheets. We've already done all the measurements.
Yeah.
It's just getting to it, staying on top of you getting every single listing done. So we make progress every week. Should be done soon. But let's get back to some of the questions here, because I did see somebody, not a question, but somebody did just buy their first pen from us this morning.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if it was
support.
in further comments, but love to know what pen you got, if you got any ink to go along with it, and where else
I see a question here from Men. What do you think of the Taylor Swift fountain pen? So I think, I'm not 100% certain on this, but I think she released fountain pen merch. Is that correct?
So I saw it because somebody talked about it, I think in a previous live, or maybe my wife even showed me, I can't remember. Grace said something about a Taylor Swift fountain pen. And so it was something that she sold on her website.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what brand it is or anything, but honestly, anything to get some exposure to the fountain pen industry is awesome. Especially from maybe the biggest celebrity in the world right now. To have something and gets, I've seen some comments in the community about it, which is pretty cool. So don't know if it's still available. It might be like a secondary market thing now.
Yeah.
If you want to grab one. But it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I actually threw a quick research here on Billboard.com. She opened up in 2022 about categorizing her songs as having used a fountain pen, a quill pen, or a glitter gel pen to write the lyrics. So that's pretty cool. And everyone uses a pen. Even if it's for a couple minutes a day or hours, right? So that's something we all share in common, is we all write with something. So that's why it's special.
Yeah.
So cool. I'll have to look into the Taylor Swift thing.
Which also kind of feeds into why Atlas was born 85 years ago. And I know we've told this story quite a few times, but it was built, our great-grandfather built Atlas on the idea that you will always need a pen. This is well before computers, well before any of the technology we have now. It still holds true today, but when the Depression was going on, he thought you're always going to need a pen. Red if you're losing money, black if you're looking good.
Sure, our red pen sales are pretty good.
Yeah, back then, right? So, but it was always something that you're going to need, and still holds true today.
Yeah.
different ways to use them, different types, but you'll always need something.
Yeah, I see a question here. This is a great one. How can I tell if an ink will jam a pen? We're, I guess, talking about shimmering inks. So how I generally go about shimmer inks is, the rule of thumb is the finer the nib, the more chance it can clog. Now, all shimmer inks won't necessarily clog your pens, but just the finer the nib, the higher chance it has to clog. So the way to combat that is either use a broader nib, because more ink can come out of the point and it'll flow a little bit more, because shimmering ink is like ink that has little tiny flakes of, a lot of times it's gold or silver, or any color generally. But the idea is that if you were going to use an extra fine nib or a fine nib, just try to flush out your pen every once in a while, maybe every week or 2 weeks. That way there's no risk of the shimmer clogging the feed, the channel where the ink will pass through. So there's no set answer as in like which inks will clog which pens. It's more so just any ink can do it at any time. You can even clog your pen with shimmer ink in a stub nib or a double broad nib, but that's less likely than a fine nib. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yep. I saw a follow-up to that first pen purchase this morning. They got the Delta Wii ballpoint, which I know we just got up on the website last week. You got all the photographs, photography done on that. And we talked about that live, because that's the, is that the one with the
pepper?
The totem in it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going. When will your next exclusive pen be out? So right now we're accepting pre-orders for the the Leonardo Golden Abalone, available in 2 different trim colors. I believe they're finished, or just about finished. They should be shipping to the US from Italy in the next couple days or week or so. So looking like early July for the next launch. We do have another major project that is being made right now from Delta, our second exclusive that we should have some photos to share, maybe even this week. I'm hoping that we can do. But it'll be another limited edition pen, similar to the red Abalone that we just launched in May. Be 100,
similar,
it would be the same model pen, Duna, and it'll be 150 pieces. So different material, completely different look, but same model as that, and that should be out very soon. Yeah,
the price point of that Delta is really, really good too. It's under about 200 actually, just under 200.
Duna, I want to say is 215. I think the one we're coming out with will be just a little bit more, just due to the resin that we're working with on this one.
Yeah, so about 2 to 250 though, which is a sweet spot.
But it'll be out. Price. Yeah, it'll be out very soon, or at least available under coming sooner for pre-orders on that. Let's see. I see a question here. Question about calligraphy ink. Can that be used in fountain pens? You want to take it?
Yeah, so the short answer is no, don't do that.
I think the long answer is also no, don't do that. Any answer. You don't want to use calligraphy
ink.
Your
pen.
Yeah, it's just not meant to be sitting in the pen inside the feed. It'll gel up, it won't flow. But we do have calligraphy pens available. Dip pens. Yep. So a couple different brands from Speedball. We have some glass pens from
Jacques Bond.
Yep. And then we have a number of different brands of calligraphy inks as well. Ferris Wheel Press. Quite a few actually. Yeah,
and those heavy pigmented inks, what will happen is the calligraphy inks, when you put it in the pen, it'll harden and it'll block your feed and your nib. I actually had a case of this like 3 weeks ago with a really nice Otto Hutt pen, a premium fine writing pen from Germany, where the customer didn't realize that the ink that they had purchased was for calligraphy only, which we have notes on our website just to help guide you, because we don't want you to purchase an ink with the assumption it'll work with your pen and then it clogs it, right? But what happened was the ink hardened, and I tried cleaning it out and I couldn't get it out. I deep cleaned it, I tried picking at it, and the ink actually basically sewed together the nib and the feed to where you couldn't do anything about it. It would just, it's done, right? So we obviously don't want that to happen. So please just make sure, if it says calligraphy in the title, or if we have a note saying don't use this in fountain pens, take our trust right there, or make sure you follow that, because it will ruin your pen. And once that happens, especially because it's user error, there's not much that can be done outside of buying a new pen or a new component, a new nib, etc. So just something to keep in mind. That's why you got to dip that stuff, because you're only dipping a nib. Well, actually, let me back up. That's why you only use a calligraphy dip pen or a glass pen. If you dip even your fountain pen in that, it'll still ruin the feed and the nib. So no fountain pens, only dip or calligraphy pens, okay? So that's the long answer.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get logged in back into TikTok here so I can see the comments.
Oh, sure.
It's making me confirm my age. So not
here,
only...
I got you right here.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got. Big Bearded Builder says, what is the best way to upgrade and replace a nib? So some brands allow us to sell the nib units separately, just as a regular everyday product. Other brands, they don't allow us to sell nibs, and the only way you can get them is through the repair process or replacement process. So every manufacturer is different. Sometimes these brands will ask us to facilitate and they'll ship us the replacement piece to send to you. Other times you go directly with them. Now keep in mind, there are nib units out there that you can buy, but some brands will only sell it if it's a repair, right? Like they won't just straight up offer you to buy a replacement nib unless, like, it's not in their everyday catalog, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but some are.
Some are, yeah.
Like Lamy, we have in front of us, we do sell replacement nibs for Lamy.
Yeah.
We have talked in previous live videos and recorded videos that we are working on adding some pen brands, having some nibs and nib units available in the future. When we talked about converters earlier, right, we said half of them use a standard, half of them are proprietary. There's probably similar amounts, maybe even higher, but most pens use
the same number 6 nib.
Yeah, number 6, and a lot of them, the feeds can be interchanged between the brands.
Yeah.
Because it's a standard item.
Yeah.
So once
if it fits, it ships. That's basically the rule of thumb. So.
Yeah.
Guess that
works. I don't know if you want to take responsibility for that and you start jamming things in.
My point is, you'll know if it's not supposed to fit. But a lot of the pen brands will take like a number 6 nib from like Yovo or Bach, and they are compatible with each other. But that doesn't mean like go try swapping your nibs, because sometimes the feeds will have a unique shape where like the majority of it is round, but then there's one flat side, and then that's how you need to put it into the grip section. Or on top of that, there might be like an inner liner that lines into the grip section as well. But to the point of the nibs, and sorry for hijacking this, is that a lot of brands, you can technically order like generic replacement nibs, like a general unbranded Yovo nib, which will fit your branded pen nib. But if you were going to do that, please ask somebody or ask us. We'll do our best to give you an answer to let you know, yes, this should work, or no, it shouldn't. Because then if you try to shove in the feed or the nib, you might not be able to get it out if you do it incorrectly. So.
And when we talked also about, we said number 6 a number of times on there. What we're talking to is the size of the nib itself, the actual piece of metal in there. There's different standard sizes available, like number 5. TWSBI Ecos use number 5 nibs, which is a smaller version. Number 6 is by far the most popular. They work their way up into other sizes. But most pen brands use that number 6 size nib on there. I saw...
See the Lord of the Rings thing?
Kind of. I saw like half it, because when I logged back in here, I did see from Jen, is the Billowing Mullet ink now in production? So
early stages.
We did just get our most recent exclusive ink, which I saw the comments about the pens. The next product actually that we launch or share might be an exclusive ink. That we have here in the store right now, that we were saving for the sidewalk sale, or to launch.
And it looks fantastic.
Sometime near the sidewalk sale.
But should we sneak peek it? We do a bad job on holding things. Should we give the name of it?
Let's see if anyone remembers what the name is going to be, because we talked about it. I think we came up with it. We might have come up with it in a previous video months ago. But I know we talked about it.
Kind of as like a joke too.
Yeah, we talked about it at least once. But I want to see let's see if anyone can get it first. Otherwise, we might as well show it. It's not gonna hurt anything. So I know there's one. There's
it's on my desk. I got it on my desk.
You know where it is? I was saying there's one on my desk too.
Okay, Crystal, could you grab the ink? Classic. We said we were gonna wait until like.
Do you know where the bottle is too, or just the swatch?
if it's not on my desk, it's on the shelf right to the right of my desk.
Wow! Look at Kathy.
Kathy, a true follower. Gumwads off the sidewalk. That is like as close as you can get to it.
So we're working with Robert again, and the idea was sidewalk sale gum to go with the upcoming sidewalk sale, which is August 15th
brilliant idea.
and 16th. And so it's gonna be a gray ink, and then we were gonna have pink shimmer to represent all the
Thank you so
the
much.
gum that gets spit out on sidewalks all over, right?
So first we will show, actually I'm gonna hand you this, if you could show the camera this in a second. All right, so first we have the ink bottle, so it's just gonna be the classic Robert Oster ink, and then you'll notice that we have a ton of shimmer in here. The basis behind this, to follow up on what Kathy said, is that our sidewalk sale, which we do every year, we host on the sidewalk in front of our shop. And if you look out there, there's a ton of just any sidewalk, not even just in front of our store, but there's a ton of like black spots for dried out gum that just over, sure the last, well, whenever the sidewalk got put up, just a ton of that type of spots. So we thought it'd be fun to do a gray ink to represent the sidewalk and then pink shimmer to represent bubble gum being stuck to the sidewalk. So now,
I guess it has to be fresh bubble gum.
Fresh
Maybe
bubble
we'll have
gum,
to come
yeah.
up with
Yeah,
a
fresh
follow-up
bubble
ink
gum.
where it's just like nasty charcoal.
Yeah, because the sun hits it and people step on it, it dirties the gum. But you won't get gum on your shoe if you walk in front of our sidewalk. At least you should. I'm not saying there's like it's something you need to watch out for, but just any sidewalk.
It was just freshly power washed.
It was freshly power washed like last week. So here's the bottle. There you go. So Crystal, if you want to show the bottle first, and then maybe the top of the cap as well. So basically, each Robert Oster will have the top of the cap show off like the color and name whatever ink it is. So this is going to be called Atlas Sidewalk Gum. And then we have the swatch here that we'll show in a second. Super pretty ink. We'll probably release it, I think we were talking about maybe the beginning of August.
Yeah, probably the beginning of August.
Yeah.
So we'll probably throw it up under coming soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
So you can sign
So
up
you can sign up for the restocks,
Yeah.
and it'll allow us to know if we need to get any more made.
Yeah.
It's always tough, especially with inks, knowing how many to produce.
Yeah.
Because
Some go fast,
yeah,
some
some
go
go,
slow.
yeah, you could sell them instantly
Uh-huh.
if it's the right color. Like Izzy Monster, we came out with that last year, and we sold out of the first batch right away.
Yeah.
Some other ones, may take a little bit longer, but we just never know. We have a good hunch, but it'll give us a chance to get some more made.
Yeah.
Quickly if we need to.
So yeah, that's the thing is there are products that we think will absolutely slap and maybe they don't do as well, and then the flip side of that is there are products that I'm like, it's okay, but it does incredibly well.
Yeah.
This space can be very trendy. Certain colors can be in and then they can be out. And so you just got to make sure that you have an idea of what is going to move quickly, because we obviously want a color that's successful and we want you all to experience that project that we put out. Every time you purchase an Atlas exclusive, it really means a lot to us because you're purchasing something that we either designed or helped design. So it's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling.
So let's get back. I saw some questions. There was positive comments on there. It is a really cool color. I know this might be the one you're most excited about because you've been talking about it.
Yeah.
Ever since we got the first couple.
It's cool. I like it a lot. So you know what? We'll probably post a photo on like our story or something today, or maybe in our Discord server.
Yeah.
We're not going to be ready again to list and sell it, but
we'll list
start
it
teasing it.
You just got to get the photograph done on the swatch, and we'll get it up for coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a good question here. Is there a brand that's like a high-end Pilot G2? They just like how they write. So Pilot G2 is probably the most popular pen in the world, or one of the most popular pens in the world.
Yeah, everyone has a
and
Pilot
it uses
G2.
a gel ink cartridge in it, rollerball or gel cartridge, which does fit, should fit in.
Yeah.
At least Pilot for sure.
Yeah, they
like
fit
the
in Watermans
Metropolitans. So
Yeah.
I saw a follow-up from, I think it was Tanya, saying check out Retro 51.
Those are juicy.
Retro 51's got a great rollerball refill. It's a retractable pen.
So many designs too.
Yep.
So many designs.
You can also take a look, just like our fountain pens, most of the listings should have what kind of cartridge it takes for it, what refill you can get for it. Anything that takes a standard rollerball refill can take we have a gel refill.
A Schmidt?
A Schmidt gel refill,
88,
right?
5888.
Which will write similar to that G2.
Yeah.
And make that pen write very smooth.
Yeah.
So take a look, standard rollerball refills.
I guess the information we need is like, what type of point do you use for the G2? Like, do you like the finest point, the 0.38 millimeters, or the 1.0? Because those are substantially different from one another. The 0.38 is like an ultra extra fine, so that would be the closest thing we'd have to that is like a 0.5 compatible refill for other brands. And then the 1.0 is very broad If you like how that writes, then you can pretty much get any roller ball and you'd have a juicy refill. Whether it's the branded refill that comes inside the pen or it's a compatible that you decide to put in there.
Yeah.
But check out Retro 51. Be careful though, because one of them is ballpoint, right? Which one's the...
So they'll all take a rollerball refill. It just depends on
Yeah.
if it comes with it. There's one that comes with a ballpoint refill. I don't remember which one off the top of my head it is, but they can all take their capless rollerball
wide
refills.
range. Yeah, it's super juicy.
Yep. I saw another good question on here about what's a great, scroll up here. I can't get this to work. Okay, what's a good fountain pen for school around $100 to $200?
That's a great question. It really depends on the style you like, or are you just asking about like an everyday pen, something that you can trust to use as a workhorse? If so, right around that price point. If you want me to dig deep, I will, but I will give you kind of a couple of the most popular ones that you can't go wrong with. The Lamy 2000, the Pilot Vanishing Point, the Pilot Custom 74 is fantastic. But otherwise, if we're diving a little bit deeper and we're kind of gonna offer some ideas that maybe are some of my favorites that the community might not know as much. I'm a huge fan of Graf von Faber-Castell pens. I think the Tamitio should be right around there, Tamitio. That's a really cool pen. Brian just showed the Waterman Expert.
Yes, there's a number of pens from Sailor on there, which are good. They're gonna get the gold nib on those. It's gonna be right around $200 depending on which model you go with. Vanishing Point is always a great pen. Most people, I feel like, in their collection, if they've got a handful of pens, they have at least one Vanishing Point, they have at least one Lamy 2000. Those are the most popular pens that we have and probably what we recommend the most. Graf might be a little bit above that price range, but they do have their everyday collection just called Faber-Castell. Number of pens that are in there. Yeah, some really cool ones in there. If you want, maybe one of the best values out there that I would love to talk up a little bit would be Penlux. Penlux has pens for right around $200, some a little less, some a little more, but they are mostly oversized pens with a piston filling system. So they take bottled ink right off the bat and just a really good value for what you're getting. A similarly priced pen from some other maybe major brands, you're talking what, $400 to $500 minimum.
Yeah.
And you can get one for sub $200 with Penlux.
Again, I think the $200 is a sweet spot.
It is.
I really do.
Yeah. The other one that maybe the most popular brand that we have in that category is Estabrook.
Yeah.
The Estabrook Esty, we have probably 10 to 12 different colors available right now, but those come in at I think 176. That pen is incredibly popular.
Yeah.
Number of different nib sizes available, so you can find a pen that's going to work for just any occasion for you.
Yeah. I think that might be the most sold actually, like $175.
In that price point?
Yeah.
That or the Vanishing Point.
Yeah.
Between those,
those are
for
definitely
sure.
the most sold.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at what the community kind of has a unanimous agreement on, Pilot Vanishing Point, Estabrook Esty, Lamy 2000. I did type up all of those in the chat, just because I know sometimes, like, if you're not super familiar, it might sound like we're literally saying random words that, you know, represent the brand or the model. So I just typed them in there so you got the spelling.
Yeah, and it looks like we got some thumbs up for the Penlux, and we're making someone a little bit mad by not mentioning maybe their favorite.
The Diplomat Aero.
Yes, Diplomat Aero is another really great pen in that category.
Yeah.
It's different than most of the ones we talked about. It's a little bit heavier pen, a little bit wider barrel, but it's a really good value.
Yeah, the Aero's cool.
Yeah.
They've been experimenting with slightly different finishes too, between like the stainless and the aluminum, and doing some different like multicolored options. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of love for the Penlux. That's cool. We got a great recommendation, the Waterman Karen from Tanya. The Waterman Karen in Amber has also been one of the most consistent sellers over the year. Cool.
You want to scroll up? I don't have my mouse, so I can't.
You know, I just refreshed it because I realized.
So you lost them all too?
Yeah, I just lost them all, but it's okay. One thing that I wanted to talk about, you know, we briefly mention it every video, but we should talk more in depth about the sidewalk sale, because everything is coming together now. We have so many different components of this major event, and it's going to be super interactive, in which you can come to the event, participate in store or online. You can
online.
definitely.
We always find ways to do things on for online, you
Yeah.
know, through some different types of lives that we'll have. But
Uh-huh.
if you do have the opportunity to make it in, please do, because the stuff we've been working on this year that the entire team's put together is just phenomenal. Taking it to another level.
Yeah.
With opportunity to have a room block at a hotel right by here, so you get a somewhat affordable room, or
Yeah.
more affordable than, you know, maybe going out on your own, but having something downtown Chicago.
Yeah, it's pretty economical, all things considered.
Yeah.
In a prime summer weekend in downtown
And you can
Chicago.
look at it this way: if you are able to come and you book a hotel, you're gonna pay back that hotel quickly.
Yeah.
With the savings on all the pens and inks.
There you
Because
go.
we had a couple meetings with different vendors that will be here working
Mm-hmm.
on some of the deals. There's always insane promotions going on,
Yeah.
especially in person. But that would be the first thing I would kind of recommend if you're able to get down to take advantage of that. Or if you're, you know, in the Chicago area, maybe you're not working downtown, might be a good day to call in sick or something. Take the train
Play
in here.
hooky.
We're only a few blocks away from Union Station, Ogilvy, to get a chance to see and talk to a number of different vendors and meet other people that are just like you, which kind of goes into, I think, what you were just on the website right there. The newest edition, which is our sidewalk sale meetups.
Yeah. So the meetups are going to be a great opportunity for you to meet other aficionados. Basically, this is a free event that we're going to be hosting. When I say event, we've picked 3 different time slots for 3 different meetups each day. So for example, at 10 a.m. on both days, there's going to be an ink swap. At 12 p.m., a planner and journal meetup. And then at 2 p.m., a pen social. So what this means is we have a designated space in our retail store, the living room area, which you probably see all the time on social media. But that right there is going to be a dedicated space where you know, hey, at this time, I need to go over there to meet with other people. And so although the seats are free or the reservations are free, we'd still ask that you go to our website and you check out. That way we can have an idea of how many people to expect. So if you want to do all of them, awesome. If you want to do 1 or 2, that's totally okay as well. But basically we're trying to get almost like a head count, because if we're realizing like 30 people signed up for this one on this day, maybe we need to add a second time slot that same day, etc.
Or find another space.
Or find another
Like, I
space,
think you're
yeah.
right on that. It helps us plan when
Yeah.
we know, at least have some idea of what people are interested in,
Yeah.
to make sure that we have the right space available. Because the last thing we want to do is, you know, we're expecting, you know, 30 people to come to this meetup and hang out in this area that we have, and then the next thing you know, there's 100 people.
Yeah.
And it just we can
Walking people always
we can,
always happen too.
Correct.
Which is totally okay.
Oh yeah, and so we have the space and we have the ability to accommodate all that. But if we know ahead of time that we're expecting more than we initially projected, we can move it around or add it some other times, or find a bigger space available within the sale to make sure that we're facilitating anyone that wants to join.
So I'm really looking forward to that, because one, it should be a little bit more self-sufficient, where, we'll have team members kind of help guide the people to the right space. We'll have signs up, but ultimately that's set up for you guys. Like, I'm sure maybe I'll stop in to say what's up, to maybe offer my own ink trade, or, talk about some of my pens, but we wanted it to be a space where you don't just feel like you're coming here to shop, you're coming here to hang out during the event. And then also maybe you can text your friends, be like, hey, let's meet at this time at this part of the store, etc. So the next thing we want to talk about is going to be the workshops. So the workshops are somewhat similar. We have another dedicated space in our retail store to host workshops. We have 9 total workshops or seminars that are going to be led by either vendors or Atlas affiliates. And basically, same idea. We ask you to go to our website. This will be seat reservations. It's limited to just 20 people per class, and seats are already, they're selling pretty quickly. Some of these are already over half sold out, but basically they're going to range from $0 or free to attend all the way up to $70, and that price is based on what the topic of the seminar or workshop is, what you get to use product-wise to follow along, and then also what you get to take home with you as like a little goodie bag. So some of these are going to be, to name a few, are going to be revolved around pens, like Fountain Pen 101 with Bryce of Luxury Brands, Mastering the Art or the craft and in-depth exploration of pen materials with Ryan from Kenro. That one is actually selling a lot quicker than others, which is fantastic to see because it seems like a lot of people are curious to learn about pen materials. And he is actually from one of the largest distributors in the United States. So he has a ton of knowledge, especially on Italian-made pens. There's also Calligraphy 101 with Lori, who hosted a seminar last year. Then we have our AMA, which is a live version of this kind of, if you will. And then a few more. We have all new ones by affiliates that we didn't host last year. We have a Mad Scientist ink mixing with Tin Kim. We also have a decorative creative journaling with Debbie Bittner. We also have Cultivating Aloha through the creation of handmade cards with Jeannie Florini. That one is about creating cards and the health benefits to journaling and card making. So there's just so many fun things happening, and it covers a wide range of different topics and different like sub-hobbies within this fine writing world. Yep. So I'm super excited. I think that people are gonna have a really good experience with these, and I think the feedback's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. No, this is a big addition that we had last year, and that's why it was so successful that we were able to add the meetups.
Yeah.
Finding ways, we obviously would love to sell every single item that's in the store, completely sell out, but we know that with people taking such long trips to come here, wanted to have it be more than just a sale, more than just spending money at Atlas.
An experience.
Yeah, so you have a number of different ways to get that experience. You're going to get to take advantage of the seminars, the meetups. We have 30 vendors that are going to be here, which you'll get to see a ton of products that we don't normally carry. There's going to be a few vendors that have prototypes that they worked with in the past, maybe didn't come into production, that you'll be able to get a chance to get that one-off pen, something completely unique. We do have 2 nib grinders coming. One of them we've already launched some limited time slots for Matthew Chen, where you can reserve a time to get your pen work done. The other one, Kirk Spear, is having his launch, I think you said this week or next week?
I think this week. So he just got back from the St. Louis Pen Show, and he was waiting to kind of take a breather to get his appointments uploaded, which will be on his website, not ours. But we'll post about it.
Yep. Yeah, so lots of cool stuff. Sidewalk Sale keeps evolving, and so we just listen to what people are looking for and try to make it happen.
Yeah, every experience that we try to offer, whether it's new or something old, it's basically reliant on feedback from you guys. So these things that we put into place, we are doing it because we feel that you guys are enjoying it. And if there's something that maybe didn't work out as well as we thought, well, on to the next thing. If there's things that worked out really well, we'll try to keep adding and building upon that. And that's what's actually really cool about being in a family business is, the chain of command is like all under this one roof, at any given time. So we are able to make adjustments on the go to help cater to feedback and requests or inquiries from our followers and customers. Yeah. So one thing, and sorry, I was typing something, so if I missed it, I'm sorry, but did you explain that there's going to be walk-in appointments, walk-in sign-ups for the Nibsmiths too?
No, so we just talked about that we had limited reserve spots available. The reserve spots are going to be in the morning and the evening, probably before like 9 a.m. and after 4 p.m. The rest of the day, there's going to be a sign-up sheet. I don't want to say walk-in because they are walk-in, but it's a sign-up sheet. It's a sign-up sheet. And then it'll be a first come, first serve, basically. Yeah. So you sign up, they'll work their way down the list when that time slot comes available. They'll give you a call or however.
That's a great point because there could be tons of people that show up right in the morning and they put their name on it.
There will be a wait most likely. Yeah. Especially because usually in the sidewalk sale, there is a number of people that get there early. Yeah. Customers that get there early that want to see the deals right away, or they're here take a part of, maybe they're here for the first seminar or something. Yeah. But there will be a sheet. Yeah.
I need to start promoting it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're gonna confuse
people are
like,
gonna assume they can just walk
in
and maybe it's like, oh, okay, I'm coming in around 12. I'll probably be seen earlier. Well, if there's like 20 people that came at 10 and signed up, it's gonna push you back. Correct. So that's a very fair point.
Yeah. So and we'll make sure. I'm not sure if it's on the listing yet, but we'll make sure we talk about that as we get closer to the event here. But talking to both Kirk and Matthew, because we were originally going to come up with having reserved spots for everyone. Yeah. But they've obviously done this a million times.
Yeah.
Doing different pen shows.
They do it like every weekend at different pen shows.
Yeah, they can churn pens, out quick. Yeah. So it's better to have it available where you sign up that day.
Yeah, so that was
they can
the
get
idea.
as
is
many
like,
people in as possible.
Yeah, we were thinking originally of doing like 20-minute to 30-minute time slots, but that would cap it greatly on, you know, X amount of appointments per day if we did it in those time slots. So as Brian mentioned, the idea was because both of them are very, very good at what they do and they work very quickly, they might be able to do a nib adjustment in 5 minutes and then they get to the next person on the list, right? Maybe 10 minutes, right? So they can maybe squeeze in like 3 people, you know, fix their nibs or grind their nibs within one 20-minute time slot, which would have been one appointment-based slot.
Yep.
So that's kind of why we're doing it. But we also wanted to give people a chance to reserve appointments because, you know, maybe you're coming from far away or maybe like you can only be here for an hour or 30 minutes. So you have an opportunity to reserve that slot.
Yeah, and I do want to say, because you get the listing pulled up for Matthew right now. So they do go quickly.
Yeah, half are
Matthew's already
reserved.
sold out of his reservations for Thursday morning.
Yeah.
There's more available Friday and Thursday evening.
There's only 2 available for Thursday
and once again,
afternoon.
that's just the reservations. But if
Yeah.
you do want something at one of these times, that's what's going to be available. Or as soon as Kirk launches, they probably go pretty quick
We'll
too.
post. He's gonna text me, you guys, when he's ready to launch it, and then we'll make a post right away. I'll probably invite him as a collaborator on like Instagram, and then if you want to go through him, his will also book. His sell out literally everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
And we had him at the one of the holiday expos last year, and he was
fun.
fantastic. Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Both of these people will be in demand because there's not many people that can do what they do. It's very precise work. So plan accordingly, I guess, is where all of this is going.
Yeah. So let's get back to questions. I do see one. Before I make a big order of pen and ink, what's y'all's knowledge of Lord of the Rings pens?
Of Lord of the Rings in general or Lord of the Rings pens?
I'm thinking Lord of the Rings. I'm assuming it has to do with pens. I added pen into there.
I think
probably.
I think it's just Lord
Are
of
you
the
wanting
Rings.
to know our knowledge of Lord of the Rings in general?
Pretty good.
Or
above average, I'd say.
Above average?
Above average for me.
if we want to go into more about fine writing, we do have a little bit more extensive knowledge on that because there was some collections that have launched from Montegrappa in particular. The last couple of years with some insane pens, including one we just had like last year with the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, it's just sweet.
Yeah.
Give me the 2 other names that Gandalf used. Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White. Boom.
There.
Does that count?
So
I wonder if that counts.
so if you've got a specific question about pens or inks with it, let us know.
Or Lord of the Rings in general. I mean, I don't mind talking about
I don't know
Lord
if we
of the
want to
Rings for a
open it
minute.
up to that because
Oh, stop. We could take like 1 or 2 questions. We could take a few minutes. That's considered one of the greatest trilogies of all time.
No, I'm talking about we got exposed for our lack of word uses on Friday. So
hey,
I don't know.
That was fun. I like the impromptu. You never know where the lives will go. If you want to see us cracking up and basically embarrassing ourselves, go watch our live replay on YouTube. Our most recent video we uploaded. Hilarious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Or like selecting ink colors that would be seen. Oh, that would be seen in Middle Earth. That's cool.
Oh, that we can do.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can. Yeah. Maybe the best bet would be to pull up. You know what? You should do a video on that. That's kind of cool content because the new Rings of Power Season 2 comes out, I think, in a month.
Wow.
And that'd be a cool way
I
to...
don't think I've seen that. Is that HBO Max or Amazon?
Yeah, it's on
them.
Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
So the first season came out the other year, maybe like 2022, which I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to watch it. But with it launching, that'd be a cool thing. Like colors of Middle Earth. I think you could do something like that.
When I think of colors for Middle Earth, I also, for some reason, think about the board game Risk, the Lord of the Rings edition.
Yeah.
Because, they color the different regions and, like, I don't know. When I think of, like, Rohan, I think of, like slightly, like, not so green prairies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely prairies.
Like a light brown green or something. When I think of Mordor, I think of, like, obsidian, like, lava rock and just bright lava color. When I think of Gondor, I think of just like silver or white.
Like grays,
Yeah, so there was something specific you were looking for. You know what you should do? You should order a mystery box. You should order a mystery box and
theme it to Middle Earth.
Middle Earth, and then that way,
That's
maybe even ask us to pull it live, and then we can offer the colors live that we'll pick for you. Because I don't really have like specific recommendations to give to you right now to place individual inks or order for individual inks, but if you do the mystery box, it allows us to pick literally an assortment of any of them we offer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, yeah. Cool. Who's your favorite character? That's the one question I'll pose to you. For you, it's probably Aragorn, would be my guess. Yeah, he's a
I mean,
G.
he's sweet.
He's a G, and he's like 80 years old in the film too. I mean, I didn't know his character was that old. He was like 87 or something.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite was always Legolas. Yeah, he was cold. He was cold. Okay, my plan is to order 2 pens and a 3 or 4 pack mystery ink. That's cool. You have been called Gimli. Nice. Gimli was cool too. Gimli was cool. All right, so we're approaching about an hour here, you guys. So keep in mind this live replay will be posted on YouTube if you want to go back and watch it. But let's go ahead and take the last few questions if you have any. Otherwise, we're probably going to sign off here shortly. My cat's name is Gimli. That's what's up. That's dedication. You must be a huge Lord of the Rings fan. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll wrap it up here. One more reminder, please go check out our Discord server. We are just past 1,600 members, which is truly awesome. It's a great spot for you to chat with other aficionados, to get exclusive sneak peeks, deals, or you get to be a part of exclusive events such as the Discord Experience Pen Sale, which will be held this Thursday. So we have a really good set of listings for that. A lot of used pens or products with damaged packaging that haven't been used that you can purchase up to like 60% off. So just, the perks of Discord truly are one of a kind.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note again that the sale this time is on Thursday. Just
it's
like
on Thursday,
because
yes.
every other sale has been on Friday.
The 27th, you guys.
Yes, Thursday.
Yeah.
That's
at
1 p.m.?
Yeah, 1 p.m.
Okay.
I'll be out of office Friday, so that's why we had to move it up a day, and I didn't want to go into July. Because once we kind of push them back, then you have July's pen
You end up
sale
with
at the
2
end
of
of the
them
month. Yeah, then it just
in
gets all
a couple
confusing.
weeks. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be working on the listing. I'll take a sneak peek, a photo of the listings.
Are you familiar with what's in there now? Is there any just killer?
Oh, there's a lot. I got to
right
be
now?
honest on
Like
this
stuff
one.
there?
Yeah, there's a ton of pens that weren't even used.
Yeah.
So when we get products sent back to us, because maybe the customer didn't like them, or the color variation wasn't what they were assuming it would be, or basically our kind of rule is, almost 100% of the time, if something comes back to us a pen, we don't want to risk putting it in stock, because sometimes the pen might look clean, but it has been used, and we don't sell used pens for new listings, if that makes sense. So we pretty much just honestly, like anything that comes back, we put it in the Experience Pen Sale, because we don't want to risk you buying a new pen and getting a used pen.
Yeah, I mean, we know when you buy products from Atlas, most things are not cheap.
Yes.
And you need to know that you can trust anything that we're going to send you.
Exactly.
And so it's not worth taking a chance.
It's just not worth it. I agree.
The way we view it. So we've had that discussion a number of times. But that's why the Experience Pen Sale is such a great avenue.
Yeah.
So because we're able to make sure that we don't get bloated with returns.
Yeah. Then you got to really pick them apart. You got to inspect them really closely. And then if one slips through the cracks.
Which we do inspect the pens. Everything is tested to make sure that they write how they should. If something doesn't work properly, we don't throw it in there. If something is bought at the Experience Pen Sale and you get it and it's not working, everything is still covered under warranty. So we make sure that no one's ever going to have an issue one way or the other. But that's how we end up getting such great deals in the Experience Pen Sale. I think it's important to make sure that people understand where the stuff is coming from. But it's all stuff that came from Atlas stock. We don't buy pens.
We don't buy secondhand pens by any means.
All stuff that, maybe some samples that we got, or return pens, or
dipped in the shop.
Yeah, that's everything.
So you asked me any pens off the top of my head.
Yes.
This one has probably one of the widest range of products between the mystery boxes, the pens, the brands. There's a ton from everything.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few Atlas exclusives in there. There's going to be a couple of Viscontis, Pilots.
I was going to say, I was just going to ask specifically about those two, because Visconti and Pilot, they instantly go when you get like 50 people that bid on it. That try to claim each of those. Very rarely does either brand. I bet you a Pilot's never gone. Over. It's always gone.
No,
Visconti, unless it's a multi-$1,000 one. They're almost always.
And the cool thing is, this is what's super fun. At least for us, because the benefit for us on this is we also get to push out all of these products at once, right? Like we could technically photograph them and list each individual item on our website, but that takes a lot of time. So it's cool because we get to see all of you participate, and some people get like anywhere from 1 to 10 pens from the Experience Pen Sale. It's a claim sale for those of you who don't know. But the idea is then we get to clear out and make room for the next month's inventory. But the point being is that, let's say we on average have about 60 listings, 55 of them will sell every single time. We only have a couple that go unclaimed, And then what we do with those is we just put them on into the next claim sale, the next EXP sale.
Yeah.
So my point is, it is pretty competitive. It is pretty competitive, but it's good stuff. Like we're not out here offering products that no one likes. It's legit like new releases that got sent back or Atlas exclusives, as I mentioned. The point is just join Discord and participate. You will not want to miss out. These sales are getting more and more fun as we are also managing them better and better each time.
Yeah, I think it's important too. They're all recorded. So you have a YouTube live session that is recorded now.
Yeah.
So you can go look at last month's video.
Yeah.
If you want to get an idea of how it works before tuning in. Yeah, because that will help so you're not going in blind if you haven't joined one before.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I think that's gonna do it. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate the love. I hope you enjoyed this layout. When we post the YouTube replay, please give us some feedback. If you want to see more of these types of videos, happy to produce them. Otherwise, you know the drill. Stay smooth. Peace.